let the problem is statement something like this is for the to find the drag coefficient. Drag coefficient. So let's define some problem statement. The problem is something like this. Find the drag coefficient. Okay. Find the drag coefficient for find the drag coefficient for a car. Okay. So the car maybe the given conditions at given conditions. Okay. What are the conditions? Okay. Now the conditions are 1 atmosphere, the pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere, and I need some temperature. Okay. So temperature I need. Okay. So the temperature is 7. Okay. So temperature is around 375 degrees Celsius. That is, so temperature is 375 degree Celsius. Okay, I'm trying to take some higher temperature. Then it is moving at a particular speed. Okay, it's at a very high speed actually. So maybe take it as maybe take it give something 100 kilometers per hour. Okay, so the speed of the car is equal to 100 kilometers per hour. Okay, I'm trying to give, maybe it's at atmospheric pressure and the speed is little bit on the higher rate. So speed is actually no 70. Speed is not 375. Speed is actually speed is 70. Sorry, it's not 70. So 70 degree Fahrenheit. Speed is on the lower end actually. So it's around 100 degrees Celsius. So 375 will be very high. So let me take some 110 degrees. Okay, 110 degrees because of the this particular thing. So 70. This will be 70 also a bit high. Take some value. I'm just trying to give some values. Degree Fahrenheit, let it be atmospheric. So reasonable. So maybe around it will be very high. Let me take around 25 or 30 degrees. That will be an idealistic for 100 kilometers per hour. So let me be some 30 degrees Celsius. It should be ideal. Okay, fine. So these are some conditions what I am trying to do. So a car is there and I need some kind of an area. Okay, if I want to calculate the drag coefficient, so I need the frontal area. Okay, so let the frontal area of the car, let the frontal area of the car, so let it be some around 2 meters square, roughly around 2 to around, it will be roughly around, if you take all the front side of it, it will be the square, this is 2 meters square. Okay, now so I need to find, I need to know the what is the force acting on it. Okay, so in the flow direction, if I try to measure, I need some, so let me take, so if I take some, around 30 kgs. 30 kgs means roughly 300 newtons. So the force acting on the frontal area, let it be around 300, because I'm just taking a size of the car to be a small car. So the force acting on the car, let me take that. See the force acting on the car, okay, in the flow direction, in the flow direction. The flow direction is, okay, I need to take this number, so let it be around 30 kgs or 300 newtons. So 300 newtons. So for this, you have to find the drag coefficient. This is the problem statement. So the problem statement clearly tells that this is what I have, and I should be able to find the drag coefficient for this. Now, when you want to write a program or a code for this, I should be able to input all these values. Okay, so what are the values? I should be able to input the pressure. So pressure is 1 atmosphere means or 1.0. So if I tell that P is equal to 1.01325 bar. Okay, 1.10325 bar. The temperature I need to input, which is 30 degree Celsius. Then I need to input the velocity. Let me call it as U or V, which is 100 kilometers per hour. Then area is equal to 2 meters square. Then the force, that is the drag force, is equal to 300 Newton. This is the data given in it. Now, see, this is the car is put in a wind tunnel or car is in the atmosphere. So here I need to know the density of the air. Okay, density of the air in kg per meter cube. So I can take it as around 1.18 or 1.2 kg per meter cube. So 1.18 or 1.2 kg meter cube. This is a very decent assumption on the density. Okay, once I have this, okay, now I need to calculate the discharge coefficient. Okay, so what is this discharge coefficient? What's the formula? If you go back and see from your fluid mechanics, CD is given by actually your drag force divided by of rho a v square, b square or u square. So it's the ratio of your drag force to your kinetic energy, kinetic force, what we are going to get, kinetic energy. This is your drag, this is your CD. So now all the values are given. So drag force is given, rho you have made an assumption. This area is given. See, whenever, see, this is something that this problem statement is something like this. I do have a car like this. Okay. Now in this car actually, so the car is moving in this direction, whatever it is moving in this direction, and the air is flowing over it. So what amount of area of this car is coming in contact with the air? So that is roughly around 2 meters square. So that's an average what I am taking. So what we are going to take, actually we are going to take the surface of that particular car. So measure it, and if maybe assuming it to be a maybe of different cross sections and all, so the surface area is found to be roughly around 2 meters square. And I'm using this particular formula, and we are going to find it. Now, instead of car, it can be a bus also. So if I take a bus, what will happen? The frontal area is going to change. The frontal area, maybe I may be getting around 4.5 or 5 meters square. Okay, and your drag force also will change. Your drag force, instead of 300 newtons, it may be around 750 or 800 newtons. Even though your speed of the car may be around 80 or 100 or 120, whatever it may be, the speed of the car may be, speed of the bus may be a little bit on the higher end. Your working temperature, your temperature conditions also may change. It may vary from 25 to 40 degrees. For any given condition, I should be able to calculate the drag force. It's a very simple formula. So now, when I want to write a code for this, actually, I should be able to input all the values and calculate this CD. Now, what is this actually? This CD, if it is a lower value, you should be able to comment it. If it is a higher value, I should be able to comment it. So if the CD, if the drag coefficient is less, okay, if the drag coefficient is less, actually, it's a clear indication that the car is able to accelerate properly. If the drag coefficient is at the higher end, actually, then your drag force is more. It's trying to hold your car. You should be able to comment on it. Fine. So now, if I try to write a code, all these three inputs, that is, the inputs are the pressure, okay. Yeah, no, the pressure is not required. The density, area, and your velocity, and drag force. So all the four inputs you have to put it. Sometimes drag force they won't give. Instead of drag force, they will try to give in terms of shears, in terms of shear stress. Okay, if they give something like this, the drag force is equal to, so that may be one of the things they will try to give. FD is equal to your shear stress by area. In that case, they will give this shear stress, and this will be your area. Then you have to calculate this force and you have to put it. So these are the possibilities in the problem statement they may give. So you have to calculate the drag force, and for the given kinetic energy, this thing I should be able to calculate your CD, the drag coefficient, which is CD. There is one type of problems you may get it. Okay. Now the second type of problem, where I'm going to give you the properties. Okay. So the second problem, so let it be something like this. Second problem, second type of problem is to check whether the flow is, to check whether the flow is laminar or turbulent. Okay. Now you have different conditions. One, it may be over a flat plate. It may be over a flat plate, or it may be through your duct or pipe. It may be through your duct or pipe. So here, so you have to look at the critical Reynolds number. So critical Reynolds number for flow over a flat plate is found to be around 5 lakhs. That is 5 into 10 to the power of 5. And for a duct internal flow, it is around 2300 roughly. So now here, what you have to do actually, so if the formula to find the Reynolds number, the formula to find the Reynolds number, R is equal to rho V. So let me call it as, instead of L, I will call it as LC rho V D by, or rho V LC by mu. So LC is the characteristic dimension. Characteristic dimension. Okay. Now for a flat plate, so why we have to consider, so for a flat plate, where exactly the flow is actually, if I have a flow for a flat plate, the LC will be your length of the plate. Okay. Now the length of the plate, you have different conditions. Say it can be partly, or it can be total length. It can be local length, or it can be the total length. But in case of your duct or something, this LC will be your inner diameter. Inner diameter. You have to be very careful here. It is your inner diameters. Inner diameter you have to consider. Now, for this, if I want to write a code for this actually, what are the things I need to write? Where? So the inputs are, what are the inputs? I should be able to input the velocity. Okay, input velocity, then characteristic length. Okay, then I should be able to say either, if you want, you can have this eta. Okay, so I can have the eta, which is equal to mu by rho, or if you want, you can input mu or you can input rho, whatever the way you want. Either mu and rho, or you can have eta. Either of this you can input. That's kinematic viscosity or dynamic viscosity and density. So input all those things, okay. Then you put it in a if loop condition. If so put it in a, so you should have a conditional statement. The conditional statement, that is if condition. If a calculated RE is less than RE critical, I can call that as laminar. If the RE is greater than your RE critical, you call that as turbulent. Simple code. Put it in a if condition, that is if else condition. If condition, it will tell, so same condition I can use. One if RE is greater than your RE critical, I can call that as a maybe turbulent. If RE is less than this particular, I can call that as your laminar. So I can put if else if A. I can put if else if condition. Under these conditions, I will be able to calculate and tell that yes, the boundary layer of the plate is of what type of regime. It is a laminar regime or it is a turbulent one. I can easily tell. So this is the second type of problems, what you may get it. The third one, the third type of things, what it is actually, I told that you are supposed to draw the boundary layers. Okay, draw the boundary layers. Let me give this particular problem statement something like this. So air is flowing over. Let me take some simple problem. So air is flowing over a flat plate. Air is flowing over a flat plate. Let me at some temperature. So let it be atmospheric temperature. At some T is equal to some 20 or 25 degrees, whatever it may, some temperature I'm trying to do. And I need some velocity. So let me take it as 5 meters per second or 10 meters per second. Doesn't matter. Let me take some 10 meters per second. Okay. Then what type of plate it is? Is it a smooth plate or rough plate? I can show it's flowing over a flat plate. So let me define the length of the plate. Let it be some 1.5 meters or 2 meters, whatever it may be, I can define some number. Okay. For this one, plot, okay, plot the laminar and turbulent profiles. Boundary layer profiles. Okay, so depending upon, see, for you, depending upon the. Then the second one is compare the growth of these profiles. Growth of these profiles. This is the simple problem statement. Okay. Now, what I'm going to input, your problem statement, that is your program should be, I should be able to input the velocity, the length, okay. Then I should input the nu or rho, whatever it may be. So from this, I will calculate the Reynolds number, okay, which is L into, that is LC divided by nu. I want to calculate the Reynolds number at some distance, at x is equal to, so rho v, this particular thing, so this L is equal to your x. Now if I want a local, I can give any number between 0 and 1.5. That is the length of the plate, for the full length. If I want a local Reynolds number, I should give that to any value at that particular thing. Then I need to calculate the delta laminar, delta turbulent. Okay, so delta laminar, hope you remember. So we add 5x by square root of RE. Hope you remember that formula, or to be very precise, it is 4.91x theoretically. Okay. Now for the turbulent, it is 0.16x divided by square root of RE, where, see, for all this condition x is equal to L. I am trying to take the length of it. Okay. Now, see, what I am going to get here is delta laminar I am going to get in terms of meters. Because you are putting x in terms of meters, RE I am going to calculate based on this thing. So I should be able to get this in terms of millimeters just for plotting or just for looking at the values. Okay. Now, then I need to plot it actually. I need to plot this particular thing. So to plot this actually, I need to put it in a particular loop. Okay, I need to put it in a particular loop. So here I can see for turbulent, so 4.91x, sorry, for laminar it is 4.91x by square root of RE, and for turbulent 0.16, okay, 0.16 into x divided by square root of RE. This is what I have. Now, how you are going to plot it actually? So this is just a delta what I am going to get. But I need to divide into length. See, say for example, if I call something like some m is equal to length of this x. Okay. So now, what is this x actually? X I can define it some 0.1 meters. 0.1, or I can call it as 0 to, so let me call this, let me divide from 0 to, so 10. So in steps of some 10 or something. We can go up to 10 or 20 or whatever it may. I can do it. Now, if I want to plot it, what I'm going to do, I am going to put it in a loop from, say, for I or j or m, l or whatever it may be. For I is equal to your 1 to this point, length of the x. Then this calculations, that is delta laminar, I will call it as del underscore laminar. Okay. I know what is this x actually? This will be x of I into 4.91 divided by square root of RE, what I am going to calculate. Okay. Similarly, I can convert it to multiplied by 1000. I'm going to get in terms of millimeters to millimeters, whatever it may be. Now, then del of turbulent. So for turbulent, there are two formulas. One is I can use, it is not RE to the power of, it is RE to the power of 1 upon 7. Yes. Turbulent, it is actually 1/7 power. 1/7 power, no? Yes. It is 1/6. So RE to the power of 1/7. This is actually, this is 1/7 power. Okay. Only for laminar it is square root of RE. So I can go and use this. There is two formulas. One is 0.16. There is one more formula is also there. 0.38 divided by RE to the power of 1 upon 7. Either you can use this formulas, so 1 by 5, that is RE to the power of 1 by 5. Use these formulas to calculate the delta turbulent, or maybe if you go back and see what we, for a given condition, so this formulas has to be derived, or you can use it, what is available. Either delta is equal to 4.9x by square root of RE, this is what you're going to get it. Or you may be deriving it based on the profiles, whether it is a quadratic profile or a cubic profile, whatever it may be, you have to get it. So delta, you have to get it. So delta, now only thing is depending upon whether delta turbulent or something. So if I use delta turbulent, this will be x of I into 0.16 divided by, okay, RE to the power of 1 by 7. Okay, so I can use delta turbulent and delta laminar. So then, so in the for loop, I'm trying to end it. So all the values are stored in your loop. Okay, all these values are stored in your loop. Then I can plot it actually. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm going to plot it. So I'm going to plot each and every bound layers. So I'm going to plot it. What is it actually? So if I try to use some thing actually, I'm going to use a command plot. Okay, this is x comma del laminar. Okay, this is for one of the plot, two for the laminar. Let it be some k, black color. Okay, then if you want, I can use hold on. Okay, then plot x comma del turbulent. Maybe I can use some red color or a green color, whatever it may be. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use. So if I want, I can put hold off. And if you want, you can use X label, Y label, X label as meters, Y label as the deltas. That is the comparison of the growths, what we are trying to do. This is the comparison of delta, that is your deltas, how the boundary layer is growing. If you want to plot the velocities itself, okay, if you want to plot the velocities, if you go back and see here, if you want to plot the velocities itself, I can plot it. So how to plot the velocities? So maybe this is for the growth boundary layer, plotting the boundary layer growth, plotting the boundary layer growth. Same thing, nothing extra. All the formulas, whatever you studied, we are using the same formulas. Delta laminar, delta turbulent, 4.9x by square root of Re, 0.16x divided by R8 to the power of 1.5. Either I can use that one or 0.38x divided by R8 to the power of 1.5. These are some standard formulas I'm trying to use it. Either you can use standard formulas or you can use derive it and you can use it. And plot it for, this is for laminar, this is for turbulent. Or if you want in the same single line, I can use plot x del underscore laminar black, that is k, then comma x del underscore turbulent comma with red. In the one particular, maybe a plot command only, I can have both actually. Now the second thing is I need to plot the velocities actually. Okay, I need to plot the velocity. This is with respect to the growth is in the x direction. The delta I'm trying to plot in the x direction. But I need to know the plot. I need to get your velocities. Okay, so this velocities I need to get it between, see, something like, see, this is what I want. So this is your plate. Okay, suppose this is your flat plate. This is your x direction. This is your y direction. See, the boundary layer growth I am trying to plot in the x direction. Now I need to plot the profile. See, the profiles, if you want to plot, the laminar profile may be something like this. Your turbulent profile may be something like this, which is more flat or something like this for the same condition. So if you want to do this, I need to look at for this velocities. If I call that as something like u or whatever it may be, u with respect to y direction for both laminar and turbulent directions. For both laminar and turbulent directions. Now, if you want to get it actually, what is the velocity they are given? See, they are given the velocities. So they are given the velocity v as, okay, they are given the velocity v as some number 10 meters per second. Now, how this particular thing, see, if this is my laminar boundary layer, let it be, this is my laminar boundary layer, okay, then this may be my turbulent boundary layer, okay, just simply I am trying to show laminar boundary layer and turbulent boundary layer. So with respect to limitation, that is why I need to plot it in this region. I need to plot only in this region. That is, if I take all my delta in the laminar, that is the limitation. See, y should be less than your delta laminar for laminar condition, y less than your delta turbulent for the turbulent condition, the y direction. If I put some kind of if condition and try to calculate my laminar velocities based on this delta. Okay, what is this delta? You look at this delta. So from this particular thing, you have this particular thing. What is it actually? Your delta laminar and delta turbulent. Laminar velocity in meters per second or whatever it may be. Turbulent velocity in meters per second. If I try to take that. So both I should able to take the laminar velocity and turbulent velocity. I need to consider and find the corresponding velocities and plot it. If I'm able to do that, then what you're going to get, that's what you're going to get your corresponding velocity. To do that, what I want to do actually, I will put it in a loop actually. Okay. What I'm going to take, say for example, I'm going to divide your y into some distance. What distance? Some 10 mm or 20 mm or 30 mm. So some 30 mm, let me take 30 or 40 mm, whatever it may be. This is your vertical distance. This distance, what I'm doing now, this distance, I'm going to divide it into some 30 parts or 40 parts. Then I'm going to call it as some length. So length of this particular y. Say for the x, I call it as length of it. So number of values, I need it in that particular x direction. Number of values, I want it in the y direction. So once you define, this is for plotting. Okay. Then I am going to put it in a for loop. That is for some I is equal to, for j is equal to something like that. I am going to put some j. For j is equal to something from 1 to n. Okay. Then I am going to use if statements. I am going to use if statements. What is the if statements? The if statements are with respect to what? So I need to go with respect to, see, this formula is given by u laminar. Okay. If I call this as u laminar of j. U laminar of j depends is equal to velocity divided by your delta laminar. Okay. That is delta laminar, square root of delta laminar. See, this is actually square root of delta laminar into y of that j. This is for the laminar condition. This for the laminar condition, I am going to get it. This is for laminar condition. For a turbulent condition, okay, this whatever I am going to get, this will be your u or v, whatever I am going to get. If suppose this is not, see, if this calculation, what I am trying to put, if this is not your laminar, so if this is if condition. If u laminar of j, this is for, see, let me do that. I need to put a condition here. What is it actually? This is if, okay, this is within your layer. If y of j is less than your delta laminar, okay, for this condition, this will prove. I need to calculate this u laminar, or else, so directly your u laminar will be your v velocity, that is your free stream velocity. J will be equal to your V. See, I am trying to calculate at each and every point here. These points, along these points, I am trying to calculate. Along these points, till I reach this condition. So if your this thing is equal to V, okay, the moment I get this, that means I reach the boundary layer. So I can put an end for this particular loop. Then I am going to put for turbulent condition, same thing. If y of j, this is the same in the for loop condition, is less than delta turbulent, I can put u turbulent, u underscore turbulent of j is equal to some velocity v divided by, so here it is 7th root actually. So I need to put delta turbulent to the power of 1 upon 7, y of j is equal to the power of 1.1 by 7. So this is for the, then else I need to put u of turbulent of j is equal to your v. Then I'm going to put this end for this if condition, and the end for your for loop. So this is for laminar and this is for your turbulent. I need to calculate for both the conditions. See, I'm using one particular formula, that's it. Need not use the formula. Whatever the profile formula you want to use that particular formula and you can calculate it. The only thing is to get your velocity profiles actually, I need to put it in a for loop. For loop and divide it. This is the matrix or the conditions, either y 130 or 40, whatever it may be. So if you more the numbers, finer will be your this thing. Then here also.
Sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, that formula is not satisfying the units actually.
Which unit?
Velocity unit.
What units you want?
V by delta into root of delta into y is there, no sir? It won't satisfy the units of velocity, no sir?
Y of j. So y of j is your meters. This is your meters. This is meters per second. Okay, this is meters. This is also meters. I'm trying to. What else is missing? Okay, something is missing here. I need to get it. So I want to substitute this point only. Is equal to this equation. R is equal to so rho into L. Critical length. So RE I will substitute for LV by rho. So here this only I am going to use. Let me use it 1 minute. 4.91 into x square root of L into V by rho. Any of this x, this LC. So this almost is the same. Okay. This is also L actually. So what I'm going to get actually. So here I'm going to get 4.91 square root of L divided by square root of V by rho. I think somewhere, I think I missed the property. So I need to get this is equal to delta. So I need to get that velocities. So local velocity by mu. This is for this condition. Mu also will go off 1 minute. Square root of L by 4.91 also will go off. Now this is a, see, what you are getting, square root this also will go off. This is with respect to V by gel turbulent. Okay, this will go. So V by square root of del turbulent into the distance, into that particular distance, what I'm getting. Okay, so then what it is yours. Yeah, so 1 minute. So what we are going to get by equal to y, sorry, divided by your u. Yeah, fine, it's fine. So I think whatever I have done is correct. Your u is equal to v, the square root, this will go off. No, that's correct. What I'm done is correct. That's not the units what I'm matching. See, it's something like equivalence. No, we try to do equating the equations. So from this, actually, if you try to solve these equations, you will end up with the local values. There's something like, you know, that from the similarity equations, no, similarity principles like that. So from that I got it. Are you getting?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, from that actually. It's something like, see, V by delta, see, U by that particular thing. So it's V you have. So U by V is equal to, so that particular, from that kind of a problem. Okay, what I'm going to get here. So 1/7 root or something, you're going to get it. It has to match it. It will come from that particular principle. So locally, if you try to plot it, you will get it. So one for the laminar, one for the turbulent. This is for the profile, and this is for your the growth of the boundary layer, deltas. Okay, fine. So whatever I told, no. So that I have the code is here. Maybe I'll just run the code, and I will try to show you. Okay. So let me go there, and I will try to show that drag problem. First, we'll take the drag problem. I'll come back 1 minute. I'll stop sharing from here. Just go to my. Hello. Hello. I'm audible. Hello.
No, sir.
I'm audible now.
Can you increase your volume, sir?
No, 1 minute.
Sir, your voice is too low,
What
sir.
about now? What about now?
No, sir.
No, sir. It's low.
And now it should be coming. What about now? Hello. Hello. Let me log off on this. 1 minute, 1 minute. Hello. What about now? Hello. I think now I know I'm audible, I think. Hello. Hello.
Sir, now
No, it's
suddenly
audible
your
now.
Now it's fine? No, now it's fine?
now it's okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Better, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'll just go to the screen sharing and 1 minute. Okay, fine. Okay. This is the problem statement. I'll just go to the drag problem. Okay. I'm just going for a drag problem. So where I'm trying to, if you want, you can input the values from your this thing, or you can input it. So this was one of the problem I took from Senjal. I think when I was drawing it, it was in degree Fahrenheit. Also here a temperature is 30 degrees. So let me change it in degree Celsius. Okay. Then the speed is 100 kilometers per hour. Sorry. I'm just inputting that. The area is 2 meters square. Okay, it is 2 meters square. I'm just inputting all the things. Then the drag force. Okay, the drag force is actually, it is 300 newtons. 300. So drag force is in newtons. And the density of the air. Okay. So here, so if you want, you can convert it, this particular thing. I'm not going to use it. I used a unit conversion. So to feet per second, all those things, don't need. If you want, you can comment this. Not it, because directly I'm giving in meters per second. Then rho value is 1.28. 1.28 in kg per meter cube. Kg per meter cube. So all the values, if you want, you can input. How to input it actually? You can just go here. You can go in this particular form. What it is actually? You can give row input, any value you can give, and you can input all the values, or you can give in the program itself. Now calculation. It is actually, it is CD is equal to FD divided by rho A V square divided by 2. So denominator go to the numerator. I'm trying to do this. That's it. So all the values are input. Then I'm trying to display, that is, I'm going to preview the print. The drag coefficient of the car is, so percentage 2 means I'm rounding up to particular 2 decimal places or 4 decimal places. I can go with that particular thing. And so here I can run this code. Okay, I can just simply save this and run the code. Yeah, drag coefficient is found to be 0.002. Okay, so just CD, I'm rounding off this. So this is what it's doing this actually. So it's going to calculate all the things. So FT divided by rho V square, I'm getting it. So now if you want, you can input it. So given data is there. If you want, you can input it. That is temperature. So no need all those things. Only what is the thing you need actually? Velocity and area and your drag force. You can input these values and you can write the code and to get the calculate your drag coefficient. That's one thing. The second thing I told, either they will give the shear stress and the area. From that you have to calculate the drag force. So the two possibilities are there. Okay, this is about this particular code. Now coming to the next type of problem is actually it is to calculate the whether the flow is laminar or turbulent. Okay, to find whether the flow is laminar or turbulent. So I'm trying to input the parameters. I'm trying to put input V, that is velocity of the air, length of the plate, and I'm calling it as mu, that is your eta or whatever it may be. I'm trying, that's the kinematic viscosity. Okay. Now, either you can input it or you can give it in the problem statement itself. Now, what is the critical number? So, critical number of flat plate, I'm giving it as 5 into 10 to the power of 5. If I give it for a pipe, that is a maybe what is called as a duct, then this number I need to change it to 2300. So there itself you can write a code in such a way that if so while inputting itself whether the type of flow is external or internal. If it is external, critical number is 5 into 10 to the power of 5. It is internal, it will be 2300. I can give that. Next part A, I'm trying to divide into two calculations. So this calculations, one is actually maybe the part B, I'm taking it as a separate code actually. So here I'm trying to calculate the RE. So RE means Reynolds number, that is VL by nu. So now if RE is greater than this particular thing, I'm calling this regime is equal to turbulent. If RE is less than critical, I'm calling it as turbulent. I'm trying to print that the boundary layer on the flat plate is of dash type of thing. It's a turbulent regime or a laminar regime I'm trying to calculate. Now let's try to run this code. Okay, it's asking for the velocity. So I need to give that the velocity be some 2 meters per second. It's asking for length of the plate. Let me give some 4 meters. Okay, input the kinematic viscosity. Let me give it as some 2 e to the power of some minus 5 or something. Look at this. It is 4 lakhs. Okay, so anyhow, so 4 lakhs. So the laminar type of the boundary layer is laminar, or the boundary layer may be laminar. The regime is laminar because of the Reynolds number is less than 5000. Suppose the same code if I run it and give a higher number. Okay, give some 20 meters per second. Okay, I'm going to give some 20 meters per second. Okay, length of the plate, let it be some 2 meters. So here 2 e to the power of minus 5. See, it is 20 lakhs. The flow becomes turbulent. Simple. Like this, I have done for flat plate. So instead of flat plate, you can put this RA critical for a pipe flow, internal pipe flow, and you can change it, and you can, or in the same code itself, you can have for both the things, and you can do it. Then this is for compare boundary layers actually. Let me close this. Okay. Yeah. For the boundary layers, look at this. What I have done. You are inputting the velocity, or you can put it over there 1.52 instead of 1.5 meters, 1.2. I think while inputting something went wrong. Okay, new value 1.5 and 10 to the power of minus 5 or something like that. Okay, that's the kinematic viscosity in meters square per second. Now calculations. This is the calculations for your calculating your delta. Okay, calculating your delta. So before that, I'm trying to calculate your Reynolds number. I'm trying to calculate Reynolds number, then calculating the delta, that is 4.9x by square root of Rex. Now here the laminar boundary layer thickness is in meters. If I want to convert it to meters or millimeters, just multiply by 1000. That's all. Then turbulent 0.16x divided by Rex to the power of 1 upon x. Okay. Then I'm going to calculate the delta turbulent, and delta turbulent multiplied by 1000, I'm going to get in terms of millimeters. So if you want, you can use one more formula. I used it. I think I tried in different ways actually. That's why I'm using this actually. So I can use 0.38 also I can use, where Re to the power of 1 upon 5. So that formula also I can use it. Now, to calculate, to draw the velocity profile, okay, to draw the velocity profile, I am dividing the y direction into some distance, 40 or 20 or 30 is left to you. That's it. Maybe a 30 I showed when I was explaining. You can go with 40 or 20 also, doesn't matter. So the more the numbers, finer will be the points. Less the number, it will be a coarse one. That's it. Now the length is something much. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like I'm going to get 40 points. That's the number of values in that particular Y matrix or whatever it may be. Now for all those things, I'm trying to calculate your U values. U values of laminar, U values of turbulent. I think I know. Yeah. U values of laminar, U values of turbulent. Okay, I'm trying to calculate. So once you're done, I need to display it. Okay, and once I'm done with that, actually I need displaying. Displaying what I'm trying to do, U laminar, that is x comma y, then x comma y. What is your x? X is your laminar velocity and y is the distance. Okay, then for the same plot, I'm trying to use two plots in one single go. That is U turbulent and y. So x is the U turbulent, that is a U turbulent velocity, and y is the distance. So I'm taking some line with 2 and all, one for the black color, other one for the red color. That's it. I'm trying to use it. Now, an x label is U meters per second, y label is y meters per y millimeter. I'm trying to get it in terms of millimeters. Title, comparison of the laminar turbulent flows, laminar and turbulent, legend, all those things I'm trying to put. Then part B, I want to look for the growth. Okay, here one extra thing I used actually. So I have used both 0.16 as well as 0.38 also. 0.16 and 0.38 also I have used actually to calculate it. Then here same thing, x delta laminar, x delta turbulent. I'm calling the first one as A, the second one as B. Just to compare, that's it. Either of this formula you can use. 0.38 into divided by R e to the power of 1 upon 5 or 0.16 divided by R e to the power of 1 upon 7. Either of this you can use, and I'm trying to plot it with all the labels and all. That's it. So let me run this code. Yeah. You can see this. You can see now, figure 1, this is the red color one, no, this is for the laminar one. And what you see, this black color one, this is for the turbulent one. Okay, now here I put two things actually. Two things, I'm just checking, that's it. So the one in the red color is, black color is the laminar, and I use the turbulent two. One is the red one, other one is the green one. So just to cross check actually. So both should be greater than, growth wise, both the turbulent boundary layer should be greater than your laminar one. So just in that case, I was just approximating whether 0.38 is better than 0.16 or something. Just I cross check, that's it. You can just go with either one of these particular. Okay, so you can use the labels. You can use the title, the legend, all those things, and you can get it. So this I'm calling it as some figure 1, and this I'm calling it. So this is the comparison of the laminar turbulent flows. This is the comparison of growth of laminar and turbulent boundary layers.
Sir, in the left plot, which is laminar and which is turbulent?
Red is the, see, yeah, something has gone wrong here. One minute. The red one, see, this is turbulent. The black one is turbulent and the red is laminar.
But
black
legend is showing.
Yeah, 1 minute. Mistake here. 1. By the look wise, we can make it, I think. But what has happened here? Some mistake here. When plotting, we made mistake. U laminar, U turbulent. The red one is the laminar. Very sure. U lam of I, Y. black and red. Red is turbulent. Red is turbulent, showing it. Should be actually, this should be your black, should be laminar. Why? What has happened? Black is showing as laminar, and actually this is your laminar. Laminar should be a smooth profile, and this should be a something like a flat profile. Yeah, this is should be your turbulent, and this should be your laminar. I'll try to correct that. It's just that equation. I need to correct it, and I need to cross check. That's it. This is your, so the red one should be your laminar, and black is your turbulent. The legend, this thing I made a mistake. That's it. Okay, fine. So this is about your laminar and turbulent codes. I think I'll try to share these codes with you. Maybe other the previous class streamline, streakline codes also I'll try to share with you. You people can just look into these codes, and I'll try to put some assignment questions. And then you can